Hey everyone, it's Tira with Rent Mason Bees. I am on a mission to go to as many houses as I can to swap out nesting material that has been out for years, has never been cleaned, and switch over from unhealthy to healthy nesting material. And I'm here today at Mark's house. He was at one of my events and I popped over to his house a couple days later, and he has a great house and a Mason Bee setup with stacking trays and cardboard tubes, but these have never been cleaned.
Nope.
And that happens a lot of times, but with the messaging coming out about the predators and the Houdini fly, he's like, oh my gosh, it's time, I really need to change. And so I thought I'd come over today and we're gonna open up all of this nesting material and see what's inside. So, you ready?
See the disaster I've created.
Well,
yes. Or helped create.
It looks healthy, right? Like you have all these mud plugs,
Yeah.
so it looks nice and healthy. There's nothing in the block, so that's okay, but you also have some down here that I see. So we're gonna open these up as best as we can, and we're gonna show you what's inside. And then I brought a nice healthy Mason Bee setup for you.
Awesome.
That I'm gonna give you, and you are gonna grab all these bees. We're gonna rescue them because it's time. They have not emerged yet. And we're gonna set them up with some new healthy nesting material. Okay, all right, so let's dump these out. Oh, that's perfect, they all come out. All right, so nesting material, or a nice house we can possibly reuse. And then your stacking trays, which look in here if there's anything. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. So this is why we clean. So we have some great healthy cocoons, but these are pollen mites, Mark. All of these are pollen mites. So what happens is when this healthy cocoon emerges, it has to crawl through the pollen mites to get out, and then it gets completely covered in pollen mites. Let's see if this is a bee that's woken up. No, that's a dead bee. So again, it's super easy to open and clean. We're gonna go in here today. There's another dead bee.
Looks like lots of death.
Lots of dead bees, but this is why yours changing, right? This is okay.
Yeah.
This is why people are gonna make the moves to change to healthy nesting material. So every spring, you're gonna wanna put out clean nesting material.
Yep.
So there's some more. So these are all predators and we have a lot of dead bees.
Yep.
I just saw something wiggle.
The cemetery.
The cemetery, but you also have healthy cocoons. Now, are these cocoons viable? I am not sure. But what you can do is you're gonna pick out all the cocoons that you see. You don't have time to give them a bath right now because it's springtime. So you're just gonna pick those out. We're gonna set those aside.
Okay.
Oh, this is the part where I
there's
freak
one.
out. No, that's not a bee.
Oh,
So
that's
that is a wasp.
Right.
Now, when I see these in the store, I freak out. So it's not active, it's dormant, but it could be a queen hornet or a wasp.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be attacked by that, so we are going to...
What do you suggest we do?
Well, we are going to just set it aside. I just found a lid on your... I'm going to put it in your thing, because I don't want this to become active and sting me. So I'm just going to do this.
How
really
about,
quick.
before you do that, why don't we get rid of the screws?
Okay, perfect. I just found something on your table. All right, you go in there. All right, now I don't have to be stung.
We'll deal with that
No,
later.
I'll deal with that later. Okay, perfect. So you can see in here you have a lot of pollen mites. Wow. So what happens over the years when you don't open and clean your nesting material is this will multiply rapidly. So you're not going to have time to reuse. You could sterilize this. We could set it up in there, but I'd be more comfortable with you setting up one of our clean houses with a nice big roof on it and releasing some new bees for you.
Okay.
So this is super interesting. So yeah, you do have a lot of dead bees in here. Oh, I feel stuff on the backside too. I'm gonna tip this out. So you have stuff on the backside as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. So those are your stacking trays. Stacking trays are great. So we're just gonna set these out here.
And so, before we leave them, I would clean them in a bleach solution?
So you never want to get your wood trays wet. That's a
Okay.
great question because it will expand the wood. So if you when you see our videos on how to harvest and clean, we have a fire station where after everything's empty, we put them over the flame to kill all the pollen mites and the chalk brood and anything that's lingering in there. When you're doing it at home by yourself, I have a step-by-step guide on how to do it by yourself, and one of the things you get to do, so some people have blow torches that they have a lot of fun with. They'll put it on the ground, on the concrete, and they'll blow torch their houses. So you can do it that way, or you can just get a simple lighter. but some people have an excuse to go use that blowtorch.
Sure.
So that is a way you could do it. But you just want to flame it. So you'll actually hear the pollen mites crackling, because you can dust this out and clean this out as best as you can with
But they're so small.
they're
they'll
so
still be
small.
in
They
there.
will still be in there. Can I borrow one of your screws over there?
Sure.
One of the ways that I teach in my video when you want to scrape out anything, I use a pen cap, but you want to just scrape everything out, right? It's gonna poke me because it's a screw, but you get the idea, right? So you're gonna scrape everything out, and I have a video on how to do this. Now, see all the pollen mites still lingering in there?
Yep.
Now you get this as clean as you can, and then you take your flame or your blowtorch, and that will
see.
kill everything,
I see.
right? So we could potentially reuse this. Oh, see there's stuff in the back? Ooh, you have a lot of dead bees. So this is good. This is a good choice that you're doing to switch from the old. So a lot of people think they have great bee habitats because all the mud plugs are full, but as you can tell, there's not a lot of life left in these.
Right.
So with the cardboard tubes, Mark, we can actually unravel some of these. It's a lot longer to do, but once you get down to it, you can unravel. You'll have a big mess of stuff. But
Yeah.
do you have any scissors?
I can get
We can.
scissors.
The other thing is letter openers. If you guys,
I have a utility knife. Would that be helpful?
well, we don't want to slice the cocoons that are inside here. So we want to carefully unravel it. Here, I got it started. So we'll unravel this. No, that is not viable. We also want to look to see if there's any holes on the outside from mono wasp. I don't see any on this one. Yeah, there is nothing alive in here. Everything's dead. Nope, nothing's alive. All right, so we know that this nesting material looks healthy, but now we've opened it, we can tell everything is not alive. So here's another one. Here's something cool. All right, see this?
Yeah.
See those holes right there?
Uh-huh.
Those are mono wasps.
Oh, right.
So,
you talked about this.
so what mono wasps do is they have this long ovipositor, and she comes onto usually these liners. They're better when they're protected inside a cardboard tube. Stacking trays, they're really hard to get into.
Yeah.
But what she does is she feels for a cocoon inside, and then she pokes her ovipositor into the cocoon and lays her babies. So let's take a look and see. So that cocoon is dead, compromised.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, you don't really have much viable in this. Let's see, where was that hole? Oh, I already went by it. Oh, here it is, see?
Yeah.
There's your cocoon.
Oh, yeah.
See the hole?
Wow. Yeah.
So that's the hole that was left by the mono wasp. She laid her babies in here, and then they hatched. They're dead because this nesting material has been out. Yeah, there's little dead larvae, little tiny dried up ones in there. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
But here's another hole. Let's get down to that cocoon. So that one's fine. So it's dead. See, you can squish it and hear it. There's nothing alive in there. Where's that other hole? Right there, this cocoon. Oh, it's dead. You hear that?
Mm-hmm. Hollow.
Hollow.
Yeah.
Where's the hole? There's the hole, right there. Right there.
Wow.
See it?
Yeah.
All right, so what looks like a thriving habitat is actually not right now. And it's okay because you've paid attention and you're learning. And thank goodness we're doing this right now before spring, because there'd be nothing emerging but predators, right? So some of this stuff might have Houdini fly in it. If you saw Houdini fly this spring, we don't want them emerging. They're really, really bad predators. So I'm gonna set you up with a healthy, clean nesting material. You can set this up. This has a nice roof on it, where this one doesn't have a roof on it. Now I know you had it under an eave that gets sunshine, so that's fine, so it didn't get wet, but you want to have a little bit of protection. And then you want to put your nesting block in here, and then I'll give you a clean tube of bees. I'm not going to bring them out around all these pollen mites.
Sure.
But I honestly don't think there's anything
Right.
viable
I
in here.
doubt it.
So my suggestion with all of this stuff is to burn it. We don't want to put this in the compost bin,
Okay.
because
Right,
they
sure.
will
Of course.
linger, and you
And
could,
we don't want to put it in the trash.
No.
We really want to, because
You
we
wanna
want
burn
to eradicate
That's right.
the pests.
If there's Houdini fly in here, we have to get rid of them. They are so bad right now.
Right.
And if you saw them, it's hard. You can open up a few more off camera and take a look at this and see if you find any Houdini fly. They'll these teeny little white maggots. They're very easy to spot, but it doesn't look like there's much viable.
That was my suspicion. Yeah, and there are more of those holes.
There's more of the holes.
Yeah.
Yep. So those are summer predators. So the key with avoiding oh yeah, look at all the holes.
Look at that. Just very regular.
So the key with avoiding monowasps is you're removing your nesting material at the end of spring, because monowasps are summer predators. So you're just simply going to remove your nesting material and put it in your garage or your shed with the holes upright. I have videos on how to do this.
Right.
And then you'll open everything up in the fall.
The holes upright, like
so you're going to take this
just
nesting block.
Yep.
There's babies in here, and you're just going to take the holes upright and you're going to store it in your garage or your shed in a cool spot. If you want us to clean everything, you send it back to us in the fall and we clean. If you want to do all of this, you can scrape everything out, do the bee bath, wash them, store them in your refrigerator. You can clean. So you have options if you want to do this or if you want us to do that. So great. I'm loving coming over to people's homes right now. It's great timing. If you have Mason Bee House that you're ready to transition from harmful to healthy. Now, Mark had healthy nesting material, but it hadn't been cleaned in years. So that's now harmful nesting material that you can transfer. Every spring, clean nesting material has to be placed out in your yard. And we're going to do that. We're going to set that up for you. So perfect.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course. Check out my website, rentmasonbees.com. Follow us, or if you have any questions, info@rentmasonbees, and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have tons of videos. I'm always teaching. Love to teach about bees. Happy pollinating. Bye.